Making it through to round 2 will be 2015 world champion and 2-time Australian champion Brad DeLosa. The rampaging Tasmanian with the majestic mullet, Cody Steers. Current runaway leader, last year's runner-up, Victorian Braden Meyer. The gutsy Queenslander, Brodie Dingle. Top-tier contender, Victorian Glenn Gillam. Consistent performer, Queenslander Jamie Head. The never-say-die heavy hitter, Mitch Argent. And last year's world champ and reigning Australian champ, Lawrence O'Toole. These top 8 will now go head-to-head in round 2 with the 4th discipline, the single buck. With its peg and raker system, the athlete pushes and pulls the single buck saw through a 46-centimetre pine log. Their wedger oils the saw and drives a wedge between the cookie and trunk to help avoid friction hang-ups. For Jamie Head, who scraped into the top 8 in 7th position, round 2 is a new beginning for him in the competition, and he has a strategy that he's ready to put into action.
My chances in round 2 are probably much better with 2 of my better disciplines. Again, probably not the best at the single saw or the springboard, but if I get them right, I can definitely get to the top of the group there and hopefully pick up those points that I might miss out on in the first round, get me a good position into the hot saw.
He'll be taking on Queenslander Brodie Dingle in the first heat of the single buck.
Athlete ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Dingle, like Head, just made the top 8 and will really be looking to get a move on up the leaderboard. The long strokes are definitely doing the damage. But Head is as determined as ever and is giving it everything. Oh, his sore bows, and that could cost him. And it does. Dingle comes home in 16.41, just in front of Head with 16.65. 2-time Australian champion Brad DeLosa is currently in 5th position after round 1. So he requires a solid run in the single buck against Tasmanian upstart Cody Steers, who holds 6th.
Ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Steers has really been putting in the training on the single buck over the past few years, and his results have shown that improvement. But he has a tough job in his hands to beat DeLosa, who will be the one that everyone is chasing in this discipline today. Both are charging for the bottom. Who's going to get the win? And it's DeLosa who takes the bragging rights. A super fast 14.57. That is a brand new Australian record.
It's always good to beat a record, especially when held by yourself, I suppose. So, yeah, just hoping it stands. There's some really good saws, you know, and, yeah, JP Mercier from Canada did a great job on filing his saw this year. I usually use the same old faithful saw, but this year I stepped up to a new one, and it, yeah, really took to the wood nicely.
For contender Glenn Gillam, his steely determination is the formula that has seen him reach round 2.
If I'm worried about any of the other competition, the game's over. At this point in time, I'm worried about myself, my game strategy, going out there doing the best I can. But at the end of the day, you worry about someone else, you might as well go home and not even show.
But for reigning Australian champion Lawrence O'Toole, round 2 is where his strategy kicks in.
Well, the double points rounds are sort of where I need to be in the top 3 of those events if I'm going to have a chance to win. So you definitely got to do well the further you go, but you also got to be in the competition still. So you just want to make sure you're in reach of still being able to win, and then, you know, it can swap around heaps just because of the point system. So that's the aim, is just to make the hot saw and then assess the situation.
There will be no easy win here as Gillam takes on O'Toole in the 3rd heat of the single buck.
3, 2, 1, go!
With long strokes of the saw, O'Toole's rhythm is stark contrast to Gillam's explosive power. With an angled saw, Gillam is looking to be leaving O'Toole literally in his sawdust. What's happened to O'Toole? Gillam is through in 14.61, a new personal best, and just 0.4 seconds off DeLosa. O'Toole has another jag. That won't be the cut the reigning world champion was hoping for.
Wow, super stoked. Every plan. Cook was on stage with me, so I had my rock there. And at the end of the day, put the time down and off to a good start in round 2.